episode 8. Hello and welcome to Vendor Besties. Chaos as always. Today we are talking about setting and selling your pricing, and our guest is Diana. Yay, Diana! From the Victorian Belle, which is where we are shooting all these episodes today. It's really beautiful. If you're getting married in Portland, you should get married here. Diana and her staff will take excellent care of you. It's a gorgeous property, gorgeous everything. The food is amazing.
The best catering at any wedding venue.
Thank you, Jorge. He's in the kitchen. So hi.
That's all the baking back there.
So Diana, tell us real briefly how you stepped into this business and kind of where things were when you came in, and how this topic is relevant for you.
Ooh. I started here in 2021. It was a post-tail end of the pandemic situation, having previously worked in a lot of restaurants as a server, private dining lead, sommelier, all the things.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in here with a lot of restaurant experience, actually not expecting to do anything other than like polish votives. And
You do a lot more than polish.
I was really just coming in
actually
polish votives? I did on day one. It was in the basement, and I was like, cool, I'm just here to do grunt work. And then on day 2, I stepped into a different role.
You got promoted.
Pretty much immediately,
Yeah. So, long story short, I am now the private events director here, and I do everything involving weddings.
Yeah.
And from pricing and sales documents to working with clients as they, as we plan out the venue services that they're going to be using, and then stepping into their wedding day. So,
How many weddings a year are you guys doing here on average?
on average, it's roughly 50.
That's a lot.
Can you imagine any of us doing 50 weddings in 1 year?
Hell no.
Absolutely
That's
not.
crazy pants. And that's a lot of work kind of leading up to it. And like you said, the packaging and the pricing. And I'm guessing it's different for all of those. Or do you guys have like really strict packages that you stick with?
We have like packages that are tailored towards different types of things. Our pricing is based on booking year, because as a venue we have tons and tons of different costs, and those are going to go up from year to year.
But you're selling income for like 40 people or however many, right?
Yeah.
We're selling income for me,
Right.
and for you and your kid.
Well, it's income, and it's also managing a huge amount of cost, right?
Yeah.
Like the money that you have to put in just to consumables
Yeah.
to like keep everything running and functional.
Yes, it's a lot. Like, my goal is to make sure that my packaging is as transparent and simple as possible so that people know what they're getting into. And I find that in venues, specifically venue pricing, looks to me to be very deceptive to clients.
Absolutely.
And while I might be able to sell more weddings with deceptive pricing, I hate the thought that somebody would walk away having gotten their final food and beverage invoice from me with just absolute shock and like that gut punch feeling that like they didn't know that they were in for all these extra costs. Like, that to me is
Gross,
and it's awful, and it's so prevalent in this industry, and I realize that everybody's just trying to get by.
Knowing all of the things that you take care of and you include in your packages makes our job so much easier, to the point where we're willing to charge less money to our clients when we're working here because of all these logistics we know we don't even have to think about.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry that you're going to put a tablecloth on the table.
Yeah.
And that it's going to be here by the time we need to put stuff on the tables.
Yeah.
Like, that is understood, and that can be a major pain point in a timeline. And that's not even remotely a problem.
Yeah.
So with all of your overhead and all of your costs and everything, when you were first setting up your package pricing, did you ever go too low and then you're like, oh crap, we didn't actually make any money on that wedding, and then have to immediately change things mid-season? Or do you I do think you're amazing, so you might have hit it right to begin with.
No, funny story.
Funny story.
Before we came on, people had sold these packages that were outrageously low priced.
And then you had to honor them.
Yes, and just because they were trying to fill dates on the calendar, admirable effort, right? But they didn't know, these people putting the packages together didn't know how much a photographer costs, didn't know how much florals cost, didn't know how much cake costs. So these very all-inclusive packages were like $2,000.
No. None of us want to work for less than, well, I mean, especially
So we had to honor these packages, and we had to like try to find ways to just cut our losses, right?
Yeah.
And just figure out what can we do to mitigate the damage. And then the response, because none of us knew what packaging looked like, was okay. Well, I come in on like, you know, as we know, I was polishing stuff on day one, and then on day two was doing a completely different job that I had not originally been hired for. And I was like, well, I need to know what I'm selling, guys. How much do we sell this venue for? And then someone threw a price out, and I was like, okay, that is the price. That price turned out to be extraordinarily high.
Oh, well.
So over the few months where we were ghosted a lot for about 3 months, we just kind of like, okay, let's lower it again, and let's find the sweet spot. Because at that time, having come out of the pandemic and coming out of a fairly chaotic business model that was a complete shift in management at that point during the pandemic, so there was a lot of fluctuation, and it was us building a business plan on the fly.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of trial and error, and a lot of error, let's be honest. And so we finally, you know, and at that point I was like, okay, so this isn't working. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start asking questions. And so I started looking around and like...
Hold on. Things weren't working. What I'm going to do is start asking questions.
Golden rule.
Literally,
Yes.
I am so sorry to cut you off, but that is some wisdom right there. Because that is what
you
people
get gold
do.
quote slide.
You're getting literally, you're going up on the stories. Sorry, I had a moment.
No, but it's so true. Because if you're afraid to ask questions, you're not going to figure out what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Well, asking questions of yourself, asking questions from your clients, from your staff,
From your community?
assessing. Whew.
I like what you said though about setting the bar too high and then trimming off of that.
It's way
versus
easier.
Going.
Yeah.
I set it way too low, and I'm starting to add and add and add. Taking it away was such a smarter plan, because then you find that sweet spot where you're getting booked, but you still feel like you're hitting the mark on the cost.
And paying the team.
And it
Yeah.
feels better for the customer, right?
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, it was like, okay, we're not booking anything. There's huge gaps in our calendar. What do we need to do? And then once we find a range that is working, then we can make minor adjustments from there based on the needs of the venue and the needs of the finances of the venue.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
which things are working, which things are not. And then it was at that point we were still like, oh, well, let's charge a cleaning fee and let's charge this. And I was like, well, let's stop doing those things and see if this works instead. And so that's a lot of what I do is just adaptive. Like, I listen to people as they come in the door, like, what are the things that they're concerned about? What are the things that are making a difference in their decision making about one menu or another? And I'm just trying to read the room, you know, and make the best financial decisions for the business based on math.
Weird. That should go without saying, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
How many businesses and small business owners, be honest, are operating on vibes? It's a problem.
I'm a data junkie.
Yeah, that's a better place to start when you're running a business. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Spreadsheets.
not this business that not my business, but a business that Tony and I both encountered. I was the first person into that business, and I only had my until then experience in the industry to base the package pricing on. And the owners at the time were very clear. They're like, include as many things as possible, because they had had several of their children get married and go through the process of venues in Portland that nickel and dime people.
My product and service are entirely consumable,
Yeah.
and I don't just make cake, I make cake art. And I do a lot of really, really complicated, unique, one-of-a-kind things that are very, very hard to have super consistent pricing with. Everything has to be taken on an individual basis and priced out based on exactly what I'm making for that couple, because every single thing is custom. My ability to be financially stable as a business and as an individual is gonna force me to move into packages.
Some
And
sort of
much more
standardization.
like expensive.
With all of that in mind, that's like how you become a boss, and Diana is the boss here and needs to actually go, like, we get to be here for free today, and part of that is that she runs the business that brings in enough money that we can be here for free today. So she needs to go do a virtual tour, so we'll
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
We might see you next time on another episode.
I'm looking forward to shifting to a package package system for my cakes, it's really scary to think about shifting into that, though. It means that the price point that I have to sell at is going to, like, I can't overbook anymore. I can't put too many small cakes. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to start saying no to. And then it's okay, you have these rates, you know that's what you need to be profitable. How do you stay booked at those rates? Because once you get really honest about what the costs are and what your cost of living asks of your business,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money that needs to come in and be
Right.
managed. And that means that you're selling all the way up here. So you have to be delivering up there.
Well, I also think that like people will come to me and ask for a discount on my say $1,500 package, and they'll say I have $1,000, and I'm like, well, you can't get the $1,500 package, but I can cut off this, and this service in this package to meet you where your budget is.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to meet you where your budget is without taking away a service.
It's still a jumping off point.
This industry is so chaotic and there's so much turnover. It's crazy. Like, there's a lot of businesses that started during COVID because people pivoted to being self-employed when they were laid off for we don't know how long or lost their jobs completely. And so just jumping in, hey, I'm good at this thing. You could be good at something and not be any good at running a business. Admitting that to yourself is probably a good first, and being responsible and understanding the things that you suck at. There are things I suck at.
You can't be good at everything.
No, you can't. But recognizing what are the things that I excel at and how do I articulate that that is a value of my business, because every time you can articulate where you excel, you add dollars right into your packages, right into your contract.
Right.
And after the first time I said, my busing services are extra, but I didn't put a price point because ultimately I'm gonna make sure it gets done, even if I walk home with less money. Every single time after that, if it's this many people, the busing starts at this amount.
And something that we were talking about last time is burnout, in the sense that we're doing so much for our businesses. We're the accountants, we're the marketers, we're I'm the videographer, I'm the editor, I'm the pre-production,
Social media
sales.
manager.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at what
Craft
point?
services.
Dishwasher.
Yup.
Delivery driver. I'm sorry, I could keep on listing jobs for 8
No,
years.
exactly.
There's so many.
It's like we're wearing so many hats. None of us are wearing hats, but we're wearing so many hats in our businesses. Where do we draw?
It's top hat.
Yee. Can't see it, but I love it. I am doing so much work surrounding that 6-hour time that I'm at your wedding.
I can only do this many hours of cake in a week, like physical cake, right? I need this much money every month, which means if I'm maxing out here, how much money does my business need to be bringing in
Right.
to pay for everything, and then working backwards, right? And so I think that's really why we're talking so much about shifting into this idea of package pricing, is how much money does my life require me to be bringing in so that my business and my bills are taken care of. And you have to go backwards from there. And if you have that skill deficit, you have to be working your service up.
Because you've commented to me that when you started out, like, nobody mentored you.
Oh, hell.
You were just winging it.
Yep.
And how did you determine how much you were going to even charge when you started out? Like, how did you do the math, or did you just pick a number and you're like, I hope somebody wants to pay that?
hell no, I didn't even do that. You wanna know what I did?
What'd you do?
It was the Budget Brides group on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was just the brides that would say, this is my budget.
And you're like, great, that's what I charge.
Yep. I'm like, can do.
I mean,
But I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
yeah, it's putting in the legwork to just
Well,
get started.
And that gives you an idea of what people are willing to pay. And then as you develop your package and the things that are going to work for you, and does that pricing work for you or not,
And I
like,
was like, fuck, oh.
you figure it out.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
okay,
and then you
also-
elevate to be able to raise your price.
Well, and pause. Time out. This is 2020.
Right.
Okay.
Can I unpause?
What?
No, she's just.
So in 2020, when you were first starting your business.
Yeah.
So budgets
Pandemic.
Pandemic budgets are.
Dude, 2021 was a good year
No,
to be a wedding vendor.
2020. The first clients I had were like, it was like $500
Yeah.
$800.
I charged my first day of coordination. I charged $300.
Yeah.
$300.
Can you imagine?
Brutal.
I can't. I mean,
But I didn't know where to start either, and people are like, "What do you charge?" And I'm like, "I have to make a portfolio. Like, it doesn't matter if I rocked retail. Nobody gives a crap about my retail cred."
But here's the thing. So the only thing that I had going for me that gave me my leg up is that I could say that I'm backed by accreditation because I have certification.
Right.
having that background and literally having anything to stand on when you start makes a big difference in where you start from financially. And hopefully we're all able to assess pretty quickly, oh, we need to jump up in price. We need to be making an ask.
I got started in music videos.
Right.
And I got my stimulus check and bought a cinema camera. And I immediately was so excited. I posted online. I said, music video is $75. I had no idea. $75 for doing what I loved seemed dope. Somebody DM'd me like 30 seconds later. Raise your prices. You're fucking up the game for everybody else.
Yep.
And from that moment on, I'm like that guy now. I'll send people DMs going, look, I love what you're doing here, but there are people trying to survive. And there are people who know what they're worth.
That's really, I think, also understanding how your branding and your marketing impacts the customers that are willing to book with you.
That part.
Know your niche.
As long as you can continue to improve your service and your product and articulate it better. If you can communicate every single thing you do that has value, you are priceless.
Good marketing can take a customer from how much to where do I sign?
Many people understand you get what you pay for, and so are they going to pay the cheapest person? Unless they're desperate, no. They're going to pay somebody somewhere in the mid-range, so you might as well be in the mid-range, and if you can be on the upper end of the mid-range and articulate your value accurately, you're going to get paid.
I want to be at the top end of my market. I don't want to be the mid-range because the volume of physical labor I have to do to make enough sales in the mid-range isn't necessarily functional for me.
I'm not saying to target the mid-range. I'm saying at least the mid-range when you're starting out.
For sure, at least. I think that the reality is you want your business to be sustainable for you financially and also in terms of working and running that business.
Right.
And so where you want to fall on that scale has got to be directly tied to what do I want my day-to-day life to look like? How many hours, how much do I have to give to this, and how much return do I need for that? And when those things don't align, then you have a problem that you need to address, either in the structure of your business, what you're selling, or what your own skills are. But most of it's fixable. You just have to be really honest with yourself. What is our just don't? Don't undersell yourself just to fill your calendar.
Just don't expect everything to work right away.
Oh, I thought you were going to say work itself out.
Don't expect anything to work ever. You're always going to be struggling.
And that's the episode.
I've been trying to get out.